Hello, friends. Today we'll be discussing issues related to human resource management. Human resource management forms a major function of an organization. In the olden times, human resource management was not given that much of importance because it was thought that it is the machinery that actually runs the organization. But as the time passed, people realized that we require a strong workforce in the organization, and then they were elevated to the position of being the lifeblood of an organization. And hence human resource management, these days it has become one of the major pillar of an organization. So human resource management is basically concerned with hiring, motivating, and maintaining people in an organization. And it is the people who actually make things happen in the organization, and therefore their hiring, their level of motivation, and their maintenance, that is retention, it becomes all the more important in the organization. It focuses on the people of organization. Then, according to Stephen Robbins, human resource management is concerned with the people dimension in the management. Since every organization is made up of people, acquiring their services, developing their skills, motivating them to higher levels of performance, and ensuring that they continue to maintain their commitment to the organization are essential to achieving organizational objectives. This is true regardless of the type of organization, government, business, education, health, recreation, or social action. So, it is rightly said by Robbins that we have to take care of all the issues that are related to HR right from their recruitment once they enter the organization, then when they are working in the organization, all the issues related should be taken care of, and their exit. So all the issues related to their professional life, they come under the purview of human resource management. So therefore it has become very important. Human resource management, we can also say that organization does not only consist of building, machines, or inventories as it was thought in the earlier days. It is the people they manage and staff the organization. Exactly, it is the people who are very important, who actually run the organization. HRM implies management principles in procuring, developing, maintaining people in the organization. So it is not just attracting the right talent in the organization, but we also have to make sure that they are motivated enough, and then they are able to explore all their talents, then they have the sense of belongingness, then they have their individual growth also. All these things also become a part of HRM. HR decisions must influence effectiveness of the organization, leading to better services to customers and high quality products and services at reasonable price. Exactly, because all the things in an organization, they are interlinked. When the organizational people are happy, they are contented, they are committed to their work, they have sense of belongingness, they have skill upgradation from time to time. So it will in turn result into better productivity and better services to the customer. Then we can also say that it is not confined to business establishment only. HRM is applicable also to the non-business organization like government departments, education, healthcare, etc. So wherever there are people, there will be human resource dynamics. So even if we say that okay, we do not belong to HR sector, we are into finance, we are into marketing, but you cannot escape people in the organization. So when you are not escaping people in the organization, you are into HR domain. We can also say that human resource management can be defined as employing people, developing their resource, utilizing, maintaining, and compensating their services in tune with the job and organizational requirement. So, first of all, the quest starts from attracting the right candidate to your organization. When you have obtained him, then how are you going to develop regular training, rigorous training, upgradation of skills, enrichment of skills? All these things should be taken care of. Then we have to monitor. Then issues related to monitoring, so that there is no deviation of their working from the standard which is required. It is also a part of HR. Then reward system, exactly, the appreciation should be there. So whosoever feels that their work is not rewarded or appreciated, so it will be a major source of demotivation, which we do not want. So therefore a proper reward system should also be generated in our HR department. And then engagement. Engagement means talent management, career development. Now this is the time of career progression also. In organization, employees, they are well versed with their career growth in an organization. In that organization, they are told that if they will stay with the organization for a longer period of time, and if they upgrade their skills accordingly, so they will be reaching to a particular position in, say, 5 years down the line. So in their minds it is absolutely clear that if they continue working in the particular organization, they have a bright future. So this is also a part of human resource management. If it is not there, then sometimes what happens, the employees, they feel very stagnated, because in HR we also feel that it is the growth and challenging job and skill upgradation that motivates employees. It is not just the money. Money is actually a hygiene factor. Okay, so we have to actually have talent management and career development also. The moment employee feels that he is stagnated, he is not growing, so he will lose all his motivation to work, and his productivity will also go down. So we say that HRM functions can be compiled into these major functions. First, HR acquisition. Exactly, we need to have good uh, people attracted for the organization. And why will good people apply to your organization? Because of your organization image. So it is like a circle. If you are having good HR policies, if you are working good in the organization, so you have a good name in the market. If you have a good name in the market, so people will be wanting to join your organization. Recently, there was one survey conducted, and people were asked which was the organization they would like to work for. So, people voted for Google, Facebook, Adobe, then Salesforce. These are the kinds of organization where people actually want to go and work. And it is just not, they were also asked why do they want to go there? Because they said that environment is very good. So it is just not the pay package that they are getting there, because many other companies might also be paying them well, but it is the environment that is there. Environment comprises of everything, right from your policies and your infrastructure. Everything is included, which is also a part of human resource management. So HR acquisition, when you have good HR practices, people will be attracted to your organization. They will be wanting to join your organization. Then HR development. Once the employee comes to your organization, then it is your duty to actually upgrade him and to help him grow to the expected level. Then performance and compensation. He should be compensated well for the services that he is getting. So a good compensation package is also a very, very important work of HR. And I must tell you that compensation management is also a very sensitive sector that HR people, they actually take care of, because it is also a major source of demotivation. If at all people find that the compensation policy is not good, or the promotions, they are not transparent, or the decisions made in compensation management, they are not according to the rules and regulations, they will lose their motivation. Then motivation and maintenance and industrial relations, if we are into factories and which is involving workers. Okay, then motivation, we have lot of activities carried out by HR department in order to keep that energy, to keep that zeal alive in the employees. We have rigorous training sessions. So all these things, they are very important. Then scope of HRM, human resource planning. First of all, we have to see for the vacant post in the organization, then how many new recruits are required, whether we are going for diversification or we are going for downsizing. So all these things, so they are also a part of HRM function. Recruitment and selection, we've already discussed. Job design means how actually we are designing the job, what kind of automation we are putting in, what is the number of HR required for the particular job. So all these things we have to see. When the jobs redesigned means, in the present day scenario we hear a lot of things about artificial intelligence. So if we have lot of artificial intelligence intervening in our organization, so there will definitely be cut down on the HR post. So accordingly we have to design. Appraisal and performance, this we have to, and this is also a major work of HRM. Motivation of workforce we have done, social security and welfare of employees, working condition, transport, medical assistance, all these things, they form a part of the compensation management. Then review and audit of personal policies, whether the organization is adhering to all the rules and regulations prescribed by the government or promised by the organization, which should also be taken into consideration. There should be a regular review of, there should be a regular HR audit also. Then industrial and labor relations. So these are the different things. In a nutshell, you can say that whenever a person comes in the organization, he stays in the organization and there is an exit of that person from the organization. So all the things that are related to all the three stages of a person, they become a part of HR. Then then we also hear of personnel management and human resource management. Personal management first came, and then it slowly took the form of human resource management. Here, management of people employed. Personal management is basically, we can say that it is more involved in the general administration of the people, and human resource management has got a broader perspective. Here personal management is management of people employed, and human resource management is management of employee skills, knowledge, abilities. Okay. Employees are treated as economic man and his services are exchanged with salary. No concern with the motivation, with their happiness, with their health, with their career, nothing. You are asked to, you are given salary, you have to work. So this was the basic philosophy. But as the time passed, people realized that it is not so. Like, we can actually extract lot of productivity from an employee if at all he is willing to work, if at all he is motivated enough. So all the issues, they also became a part of human resource management. Then employees are treated as cost centers, therefore management controls cost of labor. Because in personal management, HR was considered to be capital intensive. Like, if I want to increase production, I'll buy a new machinery, and then from the next day only my production will double. If I want to increase sales, I will increase my sales targets, suddenly my sales will increase. But HR was considered to be capital intensive because there were no immediate results. Slowly and steadily, people realized that actually who is doing all these things? It is the people only. So therefore they were considered to be cost intensive only. Employees are treated as profit centers. Therefore it is called human resource. Resource means you will be investing in them and then they will be giving you output in future. So therefore it was a kind of investment that you're doing. It is not the expenditure that you're doing. Employees used as organizational benefit. And here employees used for multi-mutual benefit for organizational employees. In HRM, the philosophy is, in personal management, the philosophy was the HR should be used for the benefit of the organization. In human resource management, the philosophy is no. It should not be the case that only organization should be benefited. It should be mutual. The employee should also be benefited and the organization will benefit in turn. Until and unless the organization goals are in line with the individual goals, they are not going to be motivated or working properly. Personal function as only secondary function, it was thought. And human resource management, in human resource management, it is considered as a strategic function. Strategic matlab that we have to actually see the problem, and accordingly we have to depute our HR people. So in this way HRM has taken this form. Personal management, here it was only a short-term perspective, and here it is long-term perspective. Long-term means basically they work a lot on the human retention also, human resource retention also. So they have lot of lot of policies and lot of functions for retainment of human resource. That is also a part of human resource management. Okay, so you all must have understood properly what is the difference between personal management and human resource management. Human resource management is broader and it is concerned with the development of human resource as well as considering them as a major pillar of organization. Okay, so thank you. We'll continue in our next session. Thank you so much.